We do want to turn now to what was just that horrific mass casualty event that took place Friday night at Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival in Houston. Described as the concert from hell, the sold-out show took a turn for the worse when the crowd surged and began to compress towards the front of the stage in what's being described as a stampede, leaving at least 8 people dead, dozens more injured. A lot of questions to be answered. A criminal investigation is underway, but I want to bring in now folks who were there, 2 eyewitnesses who attended that festival, Bria Bro and Timothy Lay. Thank you both for being here. Timothy, you said you all are actually Travis Scott fans. You've been to an Astroworld concert, the festival, in years past. You walked into this one. Why did this one immediately feel different from the others to you?
Honestly, it felt like maybe rushed, and when going to the stage, you just had a feeling that something was going to happen. Whether it be the way the gates were set up, it was just very, very crowded, and I really think that it was oversold this year for sure.
Would you say that as well, Bria, that it just felt like there were too many people there?
Yes, definitely. As soon as the show started, it just felt very, very tight. There was bodies pressed against each other, and we can slowly feel ourselves losing our breath.
Okay, and Bria, how long here? Because look, we've been to crowds, we've been in concerts before, and sometimes things get a little uncomfortable. But how long before you went from uncomfortable and this is annoying and I don't have any space to this is dangerous?
I want to say there was a countdown before the concert started. I want to say around 15 seconds is when it started getting tighter and tighter. And as soon as Travis Scott came out, that's when everyone started jumping up and down, and that we're used to, that we were comfortable with. We knew that it was tighter than usual, but we still felt like we would be okay. It wasn't until about 20 seconds into the concert that it started to feel completely unsafe.
Well, still, you said 20 seconds into it. That's not very long. And Timothy, what were those moments like? You two got separated at one point, did you not? And how scary was that to get separated from the person you're there with, and how long before this reunion of you two took place?
We didn't get reunited until the end of the concert, actually.
Wow.
It felt just like a tight ocean of people, like quicksand, I would say. People literally face to face, shoulder to shoulder. You couldn't move. It's hard to explain unless you see the videos and if you're actually experiencing it.
Timothy, did you see people around you in medical distress?
I had a multitude of people unconscious close to me. I had people screaming for their lives, begging to be saved, and I'll quote what they said, "Save me, I am dying, I can't breathe." And that really struck me, because here we are supposed to we're supposed to have the time of our lives, you know? This is Astroworld, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it turned out to be a nightmare.
Bria, so much of what's been talked about is that the concert continued on. You said it wasn't long before you knew you were in trouble in the crowd, and Timothy there is describing people around obviously in distress. But as that scene is playing out, how much longer is there an actual concert going on while you all are, what it sounds like, almost fighting for your lives?
Yes, I remember at one point the concert stopped. It did get silent. I'm not sure what was going on, but everyone around me was chanting help. We were all screaming at the top of our lungs, help, help, help. And I describe it as kind of like we're stranded on an island and we see a plane coming by and we're all just screaming help, and we have hope that maybe this is the moment that we'll be saved. But then the concert continued, and the plane kept flying, and at that point I feel like everything got more intense and everyone continued just screaming and saying that they couldn't breathe, and it was just really, really scary.
Bria, give me some context there. You might have been shocked or confused in the moment that the concert was still going on, but now that you have some perspective after the fact, what do you think about the idea that the concert continued while what was happening in the crowd was happening?
I just feel like we were all so helpless, and I really feel like we were trapped because there was rails to the side of us, there was rails in the back of us, and I truly feel like that is why people lost their lives, because we were trapped inside of chest-high barricades and we couldn't escape. We saw security in the distance, but they couldn't see us. They were within 5 feet away, but for some reason they couldn't see us being sucked in by the crowd. And
Timothy, you have any
it was
idea of the
just
fates of the
terrifying.
people you saw around you that were in distress, that were unconscious? You have any idea what happened to some of them?
We for sure know we saw one of the victims. We believe he was trampled and went into cardiac arrest. They were performing CPR onto him and he was just lifeless. There is, like I said, a multitude of people that I tried to help as well, and they were also unconscious, just being held up by the pressure of the crowd. The girl next to me, before screaming for her life, it went quiet, and I looked over and she just knocked out cold. And she was one of the people that I did help out of this crowd, but I wasn't sure if she was still alive. Her body was completely numb, and
Either of you two, at this point, it's still early, but hold someone responsible? Do you think this is just an overcrowding situation? Is just one of those things, unfortunately, that happened, or do you all directing some of your, I guess, maybe anger right now or ire towards anyone in particular for what happened?
I want to say the event organizers, I feel like, should take the blame because we were trapped inside of barricades. We've been to other Astroworld festivals and we were able to escape. If we were in the crowd and we needed to get out, we were able to just walk to the back, run to the back, and able to leave. But this time, we were trapped inside of barricades, so when you walk to the back, you're still just so tight and compressed, and there's no way to get out unless someone picks you up and carries you over. And there's so many people screaming for help, so it's hard to save everyone.
And to add to that, the security, I remember telling me directly, we're not bringing you over the rails unless you are unconscious and you fainted. So I do hold the lack of security responsible and just the organization of the event. I think it was really oversold and understaffed.
Timothy, Bria, I know it's been a rough few days for you all, and I know there's still some shock of it all. I can imagine hearing those screams and seeing what was around you. So this is a story that we're going to be talking about for quite some time, but we appreciate your perspective and sharing your stories. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.